Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about Star Wars because I don't think she cares. I actually don't care about Star Wars anymore, but I think this is really interesting given the state of the franchise right now. There's a rumor that the Rey movie is reportedly on hold again. We don't know when this movie is actually going to get made. I mean, is anybody surprised by this? I don't know why Disney now, when it seems like they're trying to pivot their business strategy, right? And we've done a couple of videos lately about, you know, how they're changing things on Disney Plus, they're changing things in animation. Why the hell would you go back to Rey Palpatine when this character is not marketable, as evidenced by the piles and piles and piles of unsold Rey action figures from 10 damn years ago? And Ollie's, why you would go back to this character and pin the future of Star Wars on this character when in reality Disney should just take a look at the sequel trilogy, realize that, you know, it was a huge mistake, a lot of it, and walk away from it and move on to something else, or decanonize it completely. I think a lot of Star Wars fans would probably approve of that decision to just decanonize the sequel trilogy. Very, very unpopular. But yeah, they're putting it on hold. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, go out to news.clownfishtv.com for more objective pop culture news and also exclusive content, exclusive podcasts you will not find on YouTube. And you got about a week yet to back Orcs or A-Holes, the enamel pin set. Go out to badorcs.com on BackerKit. Get in on the pre-orders for these orc pins. There we go, guys. Comicbookmovie.com is where this is coming from. The Rey-focused new Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley is reportedly back on hold. Okay, and this is coming from Daniel Rickman, who has been correct in the past. So again, this is his rumor. Don't blame me. Right. He said the Rey movie's on hold once again as both the Sean Levy and James Mangold Star Wars films are moving forward first. The project is not canceled, just on hold. Not canceled yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they're waiting to see how The Mandalorian and Grogu does in the theaters, because I think that is the future of Star Wars. They tried to do it on TV. It didn't go very well. I could see them waiting to see how the next couple of movies go first before greenlighting a Rey movie. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise since the new writer was never officially assigned after Stephen Knight parted ways with the project. That happens a lot. This doesn't necessarily mean we won't be seeing Daisy Ridley's Rey back in the galaxy far, far away anytime soon. A recent report from The Hollywood Reporter claims that Rey, quote unquote, Skywalker, I love they put that in quotes, Rey, quote unquote, Skywalker is the key to the franchise's future. No, she is not. She is not. Just stop. Stop trying to make Rey happen. Just stop trying to make Rey happen. Not only is she expected to appear in the new trilogy that's in the works from Simon Kinberg, who did X-Men Dark Phoenix. Oh boy. But several other projects. Oh boy. She is the... Wait. She is the most valuable cinematic asset, in some ways maybe the only one Star Wars has right now. One source told the site, what the hell are you smoking? Rey is anti-sales. Like, nobody wants a Rey movie. Well, a couple people maybe want. No, actually, no. The only people that would have wanted a Rey movie are the Reylos, and they're not going to want it anyway because the Lo in Reylo is dead. So unless she's, fucking a Force ghost, which, I mean, that might bring people to the theater. I don't know. Studies have been done to show that flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive. They go out and they find whatever part of your body needs to be repaired. If it's the heart, it goes there. If it's the liver, it goes there. Skin, brain, bones, whatever it is, but don't take my word for it. Listen to this Harvard scientist, Dr. William Lee.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions, works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month.
Yeah.
And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
Yeah.
Right, over a period
like
of
a statin.
Like a statin, right. Exactly. Except made with by eating the same thing that you use to make chocolate.
That's
so we're not telling people to go out to have chocolate, which is a confection, which has got a lot of sugar and all kinds of other stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff underneath it, the core of it.
Isn't that crazy? Dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, right? Not M&Ms, anything like that. But the flavanols are the good stuff found in the cocoa bean, and that's usually destroyed during the chocolate making process. That's why Black Forest Supplements made the first high flavanol cocoa powder. This right here is not just any old cocoa. This is to help bring the stem cells out and repair your body if you're experiencing significant aging, slow recovery, weak immunity. Blame your lazy stem cells, but also wake them up. Cocoa flavanol activates them by naturally producing more stem cells. Your body is going to repair its tissue. It's going to help you heal faster. Your skin is going to glow, and you're going to get immune support. Studies show that cocoa flavanol increases stem cell circulation by over 100%, and it's only 20 calories. 20 calories packed with everything the body needs. Now you can mix it into a shake, hot chocolate. Most people put it in their coffee. This boosts your natural stem cell production without spending a lot of money. At the Golden Globes this year, they were handing out $40,000 stem cell facelifts. I actually fact-checked that. It sounded ridiculous. It's true. It's 100% true. So you don't have to go to those extremes. I was able to score a really great deal for you guys, 40% off, but only for the next 48 hours. Check out the link in the video description below. Just go ahead and follow that. Use my code. That would be blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. That's blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. Get that 40% off. Let's get back into the video. Hollywood Reporter's report suggested Kinberg's trilogy might end up having an impact on new Jedi Order's development. Rey, the scavenger turned Jedi, played by Daisy Ridley in the last 3 episode movies, is key to the franchise's next turn. No, she's not. That potentially puts Kinberg's trilogy story development as early in its conceptual stages as it may be on a collision course with the Rey standalone movie that's actively in the works. From Charmin obeyed Chinoy. If Kathy Kennedy gets gone, whenever she actually gets gone in 2032, World War III could break out and Kathleen Kennedy will still be in charge of Lucasfilm. We could have 3/4 of the movie-going audience just turn to ash, and Kathleen Kennedy would somehow still be in charge of Lucasfilm at this point. I swear to God. But until she gets gone, this movie's gonna just keep getting pushed back and back and back. Ridley addressed her return as the powerful force wielder during an interview with Premiere last year. They simply asked if I wanted to do it based on an idea without the script being written. But if I hadn't been convinced by the concept, the movie wouldn't have been made. I took a day to think about it and told myself I had great times making those films. This new adventure seemed fun to me, so why say no? My thoughts on the subject are quite simple. If I didn't think the story was worth telling, I wouldn't have come back. If I didn't think the check was worth cashing, I wouldn't have come back. Aren't they offering her like $12 million or something to come back as Rey? God, that's crazy. Why the hell anybody would be excited about a Rey movie is beyond me. Right. So here's what I think is happening. This is just speculation on my part. I think they know the Rey movie is not going to be super popular. I think they're pushing it back probably to appease Kathleen Kennedy, and they're just hoping to push it back far enough that she'll be gone or Daisy Ridley will lose interest or whatever, and they can just kind of punt it, because I think Bob Iger, they're trying to fix things. They're trying to fix things, I guess. And Starfighter movie and Mando and Grogu are gonna probably perform better than a Rey standalone movie would. I don't understand what is going through. I don't understand what's going through their minds, through their heads at this point. I have no idea. Speaking of idiotic and speaking of the Star Wars sequels, let's talk about Colin Trevorrow, who apparently was not happy about being cut loose from Episode 9. Now, originally, I think it was the Duel of the Fates, and I think is what they're going to call it. And they actually had a lot of pre-production work on his version of Episode 9 before it was The Rise of Skywalker. And they had puppets built, sets built, and his treatment of the story, it was actually pretty good. Like he I believe would have been able to stick the landing and hopefully make the other two installments make a lot more sense, and he didn't have to rely on Palpatine coming back. But he got chopped. They brought in J.J. Abrams again. They went back to the same well and just kind of rehashed a lot of Jedi for this one as well. But he said that Andor's kind of pulling him back in, but he had a hard time reconnecting with the galaxy far, far away. He said in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, this is coming from Cosmic Book News, by the way. In an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Trevorrow said that he says Andor that's finally reignited his interest. It's not that I don't know it's brilliant. I do know that. He said when asked if he's watched Andor, my son and I both have decided that we're going to watch all of Andor this summer. But I do have to be honest, it's been a struggle for me to engage with anything Star Wars related on an emotional level. And that's where a lot of fans are too. I mean, this guy obviously had his heart ripped out and stomped on by Kathleen Kennedy because he poured everything into Episode 9. And, we know what happened. Despite his distance, Trevorrow praised Andor and its creative team. So the team that made Andor, I guess you can say they're the ones who finally brought me back in. I know that what they've done is extraordinary and I can't wait to watch it. Duel of the Fates is very interesting because everything I've read about it is that it would have been a much better send-off, and it might have actually been a good standalone Star Wars movie. And of course, they couldn't stick the landing on that. So they talked about it. They said Trevorrow was famously removed from Episode 9 after creative differences with Lucasfilm. His original version, Duel of the Fates, leaked online in 2020 and received a surprisingly positive reception from fans, many of whom still prefer it over what ended up being The Rise of Skywalker. So what was it about originally? It was Trevorrow's original script for Star Wars Episode 9, written before he was removed from the project. Unlike The Rise of Skywalker, his version didn't resurrect the Emperor or retcon Rey's heritage. Instead, Rey remained a nobody, struggling with her identity and what it means to be a Jedi in a galaxy torn by war. The story leaned heavily into the idea of legacy through action, not bloodline, and had Rey forge her own path, ultimately rejecting both the Sith and the old Jedi Order. That actually jives more with what was set up in the previous two movies, doesn't it? Kylo Ren fully embraces the dark side, refusing redemption. That actually would have been pretty cool because he finished what his grandfather started. He doesn't turn back to the light. Haunted by Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost and obsessed with becoming more powerful, he searches for Sith knowledge on a dead world and trains under a long-forgotten Sith master named Tor Valum, who was like this big baby head or so. It was like a water bug spider thing living on a baby head. And they actually built the puppet for it. And it was creepy as hell. And I'm like, I might have actually been into this movie. I haven't even watched The Rise of Skywalker. I've watched clips here and there, but I haven't actually sat down to watch it yet. We did not get Rise of Skywalker because we're so disappointed in The Last Jedi. The Rise of Skywalker was the only Star Wars movie we didn't go to see in the theater, let alone, previews. We always went like opening night or whatever. Yeah, it used to be the midnight. I want to say midnight showing because it used to be the midnight showing. Now it's like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday, but we didn't go. And after we said no to The Rise of Skywalker, it got a lot easier to say no to Star Wars in general. And then that just extended to like everything else. It's like, you know what? I think I kicked the habit. I'm done. It's like, last year, I had a really bad stomach flu, and I threw up McDonald's chicken nuggets. I could eat chicken nuggets for like 8 months, and even now, like I used to love chicken nuggets. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. Like I love chicken nuggets with my hot mustard, and I don't crave chicken nuggets anymore. All it took was me having chicken nuggets come out of my nose. That's all it took. And like, I just actively reject chicken nuggets now. I mean, I'll eat them if I have to, but I don't want them anymore. And I used to eat them probably at least once or twice a week. I don't want them anymore. I just don't want them because I threw it up through my nose. I don't want it. That's Star Wars. Star Wars has come out of my nose, and I don't want it anymore because I had some bad Star Wars, and I'm over the franchise just completely, right? Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting though. I would love to see them go back, and I mean, if you're gonna get Daisy Ridley anyway, just go back and reshoot. Just reshoot the last movie and be like, or at least give us. Actually, what's gonna happen in the future is there'll be like an AI version of here's the alternate take of Episode 9. Here's the alternate take of Star Wars. What George Lucas actually had in mind. They did a comic book of that, and it was a effing mess. I mean, it really was. It would not have been a big hit. But you know, it would be interesting to see, you know, some of these movies that just never happened. You know, including like many of the aborted Alien movies. That would be interesting too. Anyway, we gotta wrap it up, guys. There we go. What do you think? Ray's getting kicked to the curb. You think they'll cancel it before it's all said and done? I'm thinking they might. We'll see. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.